That's right. Welcome to our show, live with Aaron and Kelly.
Hello, hello. How is everyone?
I am good. How's our cameraman? Good? Yeah, he's
Good?
nodding good.
Awesome.
And all of you, thank you so very much for tuning in to our show. As you can listen to this beautiful music, you recognize it.
Iron Man.
Yeah, that's right, Iron Man.
Have you guys seen the new trailer? Oh my
goodness, the Avengers! I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character in that?
I don't think I have a favorite. I think I just like them all. Yeah, I can't.
You're not like
pick
the
a favorite.
Hulk. You don't like the Hulk, like big
You know
green,
what?
big.
I
Man.
do like the. I can't pick one. I can't. It's like having children, even though I don't have children. If I had children, how can you pick one? You know.
Okay, all right.
It's like
that's
what
safe.
Stan Lee would say. How
That's
can you
safe.
pick one, right?
That's safe. That's true. How was your week?
It was good. How was your week?
My week was busy.
Yeah. Speaking of busy, we have a busy show today.
We do. We have a lot going on.
A lot to cover.
We have Jesse Torres from Pan American Bank. He's going to be on with us talking about businesses and banking. Very interesting because he has a community bank. Yes. Then we're going to have Jonathan Villa Escusa.
Good friend of ours.
Yeah, very great. He's great on tech, right? He's
Yeah.
good on real estate, and he can make sales through social media.
Yes, which I'm very excited. I'm going to have a ton of questions to ask him about the social media, so I'm excited.
And we have some great stuff we covered earlier this week with Mundo, so we'll talk about that in a moment. But, you know, first off in our news, Iron Man 3. That's right. They're already talking about Iron Man 3. Now, Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2 did really well. I don't know. Avengers is kind of like a 3.5, I guess, or a 2.5. So they're going to do Iron Man 3, and they are collaborating with China on this project. So China and Hollywood are getting into the mix, and they're going to do it awesome.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Make sure you guys hit us up on our Twitter as well as Facebook. You can go to facebook.com Kelly V. Dolan, and then you can find Aaron at
Facebook.com/Aaron M. Sanchez or Twitter.com, same thing.
That's right. We've also got a lot of other things in the news as well. Apparently, it was broke, I think, on TMZ first.
Yes.
There was an article about Acura. I believe Acura put out a casting, and they were looking for an African-American actor who was not too dark to put in a car company's Super Bowl ad. And it was kind of a controversial way of putting it in the casting. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, I kind of have mixed emotions because I understand, again, correct me if I'm wrong, most castings get very specific on petite, you know, bigger, or do they do that? I don't know.
Well, they do, and I mean, there's been times where I've seen a breakdown where they were like looking for.
And a breakdown means
a breakdown would be the like a casting call that we get from our agents before we go on the auditions, and basically it says a little bit about the personality. If you're lucky, it'll give you some details and then a description. And I'll get something like looking for blonde. Like sometimes they're looking for that specific, not looking for Caucasian.
Right.
But
what if they do they say blue eyes or green eyes? Or
I don't
brown
get
eyes?
too much about the eyes, but I definitely have gone out for like blonde, like when they're looking for a blonde, or sometimes they're looking for brunette, you know? So it's not even about like ethnicity or anything like that. It's more about a look that they're going for. But I do think that's kind of interesting. It poses a good question about the whole, not too dark in what is being represented in television, which I think,
true, yes.
We talked.
Is it the lighter then that they're looking for always?
Well, I'm not sure, but we had a really great conversation last week with Robert Iniguez.
Yes.
And we talked about, Spanish actors getting the opportunity for more work. And I think that crosses the border with Asian actors, African-American actors. I think that overall we need to see a little bit more representation of who we really are as America in American film and in American television. So
yeah, there's a lot of mixed emotions. I got quite a few Facebook responses on this when I posted it. And you've got mixed emotions. You got people that say, well, we understand casting. They're paying for it. Now, technically, Acura is saying, again, they're saying they're apologizing for the offense, and they're going to look at not using that type of language, but it was the casting agency that put it out, not Acura necessarily.
Right. They said that it was the casting director that put it out, and then when they tried to interview the casting director, they just kind of deferred to what Acura said. Which again, like I've been on the other side of things too, where I've actually casted for a couple shorts, and we knew specifically one time that we wanted an interracial couple. Right. So we didn't know what type of race, but we wanted it to be an interracial couple because of the content of the script. script. And so, I mean, some people could be like, oh, well, that's, you know, whatever, but it's what we were looking for. But at the same time, I think it goes back to just make sure that there is a true representation on television and film of all nationalities.
And they also get
'Cause we're all
headshots. It's
beautiful.
not like they couldn't have said, well, you know, they base a lot of stuff on the headshots as it is.
Right.
So I
they
don't
could have
know.
made that decision themselves.
It probably, who knows, it could have been a newbie. But we want to hear your thoughts, so send us your thoughts, post on Facebook or Twitter or on the videos that we will post. You can always find our videos if you go to any one of our Facebooks or Twitters. You can find all of our information right there and correspond with us. Let us know what you think.
Right, and we have just one more little topic I want to touch upon for all my women out there. This is really, really interesting. There was an article that came out, and I'll actually post this link because it's kind of hard to describe over radio.
You have to see it. It's a graph.
It's a graph, so you have to see it. So make sure you guys go to www.facebook.com/Kelly B. Dolan and check it out. All right, so basically they did a study on in every single country the number of women who are entrepreneurs, and basically
these numbers were interesting.
They were very interesting. The United States, I just picked up a couple because they covered like every single country, but I picked up a couple statistics, and in the United States, 1.5% working age population are self-employed. And then that is compared to in Mexico, where the women, it's 7.65% are self-employed. So they're saying that, you know, these are just two countries that I picked up, and basically they're saying that there's more entrepreneurs in Mexico than in the United States. And I found that that was a little interesting because I don't know if I would have thought that, you know, right off
I wouldn't
the
have thought that. And then Thailand even did.
Thailand was the #1 as far as women who were entrepreneurs working for themselves. But, you know, we had an interesting conversation as we were discussing this before the show. You know, they're able to have businesses where maybe, I don't know, where maybe they're farmers, or maybe they're sewers, or they make something for themselves and then they sell it on their own.
They're almost forced into that position because of the
economy,
right? And then in some areas like Thailand, there's less restrictions on, you know, the tourism is huge there, so they take advantage of that and do it. But at the same time, when you look at the numbers, we have 239 million that can work or of workable age, according to this study. And of that, in U.S., there's only 3 million women entrepreneurs. That's not saying that the other ones aren't working. It's just saying that they're in business for themselves.
Right, exactly. So there is a huge number of women in this country working. We're not saying that they're not. It's just they're not, like Aaron said, working for themselves. And so that poses a really good question. If people are doing it in countries that, you know, they don't have the resources that we do here, what is it that we're just not motivated enough, or is it because there's more opportunities to work for other people and there aren't in other countries? So I thought that was a really interesting article, and I'll definitely post that on my Facebook as well as Aaron's Facebook, and you guys can check that out.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Again, now we had a very interesting time with Moondos. Moondos did a press release, and they have several new shows coming out, one of which we were able to stop. Chiquis is what she goes by. She's Jenny Rivera's daughter, which Jenny Rivera is a very popular singer, and she's out. But check out what she had to say with us right here at Moondos. Okay. Hi, Aaron Sanchez. Good to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
You're on the Live with Aaron and Kelly show. Now, Chiquis, I mean, this is exciting. An exciting day. It kind of all comes to you right now. What's going on in your mind right now with the excitement?
You know what? It didn't hit me till today. I'm excited. I feel very blessed. I think that this show is gonna be very inspirational, not only to people out in the world, I mean, to even myself. I mean, this is such a huge step in my life that I think it's important to show that, yes, I am the daughter of this very famous, successful woman, but I'm not just gonna sit there and say, okay, this is who I am. No, I want to.
Which is what a lot of kids do. I mean, they just kind of live off of the fame and fortune of the adult, and they don't move forward.
Exactly, and I think it's so important to show, yes, you can come, or maybe it wasn't always like this. So I think it's so important to show, you know what, yes, I am the daughter of this person, but it's time for me. I helped build that empire. It's now time to build my own.
I have to ask that because our show is business and entertainment. You're doing both at the same time. Entertainment is business. So what's one of the main things that you've learned just doing your own business that you can suggest to our viewers?
You know what? I think more than anything, you have to have the determination, obviously the desire, determined, you have to be dedicated. not only that, the thing is that what I'm finding a little more is just like I had a budget. This is my budget, and I've spent every penny on my excuse me, on yes, on my business,
and more so, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see, wow, like it's not what I thought, but you always have to have that little backup. Always have plan B for sure, because that's where I'm kind of like, oh my goodness, but you know what? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it right.
So that's what she had to say to us. I mean, there we go. There's a woman entrepreneur. She's stepping out of the shadow of her mother. She's standing up for herself. She's doing a blow-dry salon. And the series is going to cover how she builds her business from start to finish, everything from the construction, the decor, hiring her staff, all the business days. So it's kind of cool to peek in on that and see how successful. It sounds like she's very determined.
Yeah, I would love to check in with her, like, 6 months from now or a year from now, and just kind of see what she's done to, take care of her business, and some tips that she would have for other people that are starting out their business in today's economy. I think that would be great to have her on. That would be
great. Go find, we have her on our Twitter. Go find her and tell her that you want her on the show live with Aaron and Kelly, and we'll have her on and do that. That's a great idea.